What's up, buddy? You helping out with the video? Where's your sister? She's not helping? Alright, what's going on, everyone? This is Brandon again with Blue Smoked BBQ. And today we are making some barbecue baked beans. But we're going to make them as drunken barbecue baked beans because I feel like adding some Jack into it. We have some Jack barbecue, so I figured we could do drunken. Now here's the thing, I'm going to a Super Bowl party. All right, mine is gonna be people of age drinking this thing, so eating these things, so I don't technically know if it's going to be burning off all the alcohol or not, because it's low and slow. I personally would prefer to it not to. But anyway, so if you're feeding this to, your kids or something like that, do your own research, figure it out, see if it's gonna burn it off or not. All right, so let's get to it. So right now I'm kind of hunched over because I couldn't figure out how to do the stand so that I'm in it. I'm sideways now with this thing, so hopefully it'll actually catch it and do a good video, and we'll see what happens. So for baked beans, the barbecue style, usually I would like to do pulled pork. But for some reason, I don't remember why exactly I chose to, but I want to go beef. So I made some, smoked chuck roast and chucked it up and everything. And usually you would just use leftover pulled pork, but I'm going to use the beef. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be pretty good though. So in this video right now, this is the bean video. This was yesterday's video. So let's go ahead and see how I whipped up those chuck roasts real quick, and then we'll come back to this. So since it's just a little bit of SPG, just cubing it up a little bit. I just threw it in a bowl, simple. Usually I wouldn't do that, but there's just a bunch of cubes. We're just throwing in some beans, so. SPG, keep it simple. Just gonna smoke it on the PK this time and try to reverse sear them. And then yeah, they'll be ready to go into the bowl of beans. So the setup that I'm doing here, for the chuck roast, I just kind of chopped it up beforehand. Which, people might hate me for that, who cares? But I wanted to get the smoke all throughout, the sides, the little burnt in pieces and all that good stuff. So I chopped it up beforehand, just salt, pepper, garlic to get a nice good smoke on it. But what I'm doing is I have the right side wide open. I don't know if you can see that. Left side closed, and on the top, right side closed and the left side wide open. So that way, the coals are sitting here and it comes up here, the airflow goes over, goes out. That way I can kind of use it as a smoker. Still gotta scrub it down. But yeah, so I'm gonna use it as a smoker, and then afterwards I may or may not try to reverse sear it. We'll see what happens, but yeah, this will be kind of good. It's gonna be a nice little accent to the barbecue baked beans, have a little meat to them. It'll be good. So I already flipped them, but this is after like 30 minutes. Good Lord. And they got a little jiggle to them. All right, so it took about an hour and a half. I don't think I'm gonna reverse sear them, to be honest. No, I don't know. I'll try like one or two. But yeah, that's the result of it, and we're good. So I'm gonna put these in here. All right, so since we now have our chuck roast, let's go ahead and get to the beans today. All right, so for the beans, we're doing 2 cans of Bush's. I'm not sponsored by anything like this, but I like Bush's. And they have a good recipe, so I'm sticking to it. So we'll just dump both of these cans in here. And it's got the chuck roast, it's got candied bacon, and it's gonna have some barbecue flavors to it. And of course the Jack. All right, so we're gonna do about a cup of some brown sugar, packed pretty firm. We're gonna do a cup of this Jack Daniel's barbecue. All right, so about a cup of barbecue sauce. And we are going with our Jack Daniel's one. And when you pour the beans in, I forgot to mention this, make sure you strain it out. Get a lot of that juice out of there because you don't want to have like some soupy, liquidy beans when you go ahead and final product. You want to have it be a little thick, a little soupy, but not like fully soup. Because if you don't, it's going to sweat and stuff on the smoker and you're just going to have that. It's just going to be like soup. You don't want that. So we'll do that, plus all this liquid we're adding in there. It's just ridiculous, okay? Let's see if I can get some more of this barbecue in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so a cup of that, a cup of here. We're gonna do a tablespoon of some Worcestershire sauce. Boop. Do some mustard. Same thing, about a cup of, or a tablespoon of that. All right, then we're gonna do just kind of eyeball some hot sauce. I'm using Frank's hot sauce because this shit is delicious. That's probably good with me. That's probably good. All right. I'm gonna add some rub in here. And then just salt and pepper, and garlic, some SPG. Just kind of putting that to taste and measuring this. And remember, granulated garlic, please. There it goes. Because it makes a difference. I'm telling you right now, it makes a huge difference. All right, so let's stir this all together. I think we got everything. Yeah, so we're gonna kind of shoot for a little bit of savory on this too, since we're doing beef. So I do these types of baked beans a lot, barbecue style like this. It's one of my favorites to do, but I've never done it this style with the jack and kind of, you know, no honey in there instead of just going to jack honey. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna learn this together. I figure we'll do about a shot per can. Blop, blop. And that's also why you want to drain as well, because you're adding like actual liquidy. Definitely smells like some good thing it's a Super Bowl party. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just kind of chop these up. Doesn't have to be perfect, we're just kind of going for it. This is dangerous, don't do it the way I just did it there. I'm not a chef, I just like to barbecue. So I took these to, I think it was like 170, 180-ish. I took them to a little bit under shredding. You know, if we wanted to make this shredded beef, it would have been around 200 or so. But I know they're gonna keep cooking while they're chilling on the beans, because it's gonna be chilling on the smoker for like 3 hours or so. So we're just gonna, so I wanted to make sure that it was kind of, you know, not overcooked by the time. By the way, just look at that. It's got a perfect little smoke ring to it. Fantastical. Yeah, I'm excited to see how these turn out. But at the same time, I've never done the beans with this type of craziness to them, with the beef. Not only the beef, but I'm doing the jack as well. So, I mean, luckily, you know, I'm not taking it to a competition or anything. I like to test out some of my weird recipes on my friends. All right, so let's chop these up.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're just gonna add all that to the pot. My goodness, this smells like a shot. Those 2 shots are, they're in there. All right. Let me taste it. Whoa. That's gonna be oh my goodness. Okay. That is not bad. That is not bad. I don't think it needs anything. Let me see. These are gonna be beautiful. This is good. This is gonna be good. All right, so I'll have to take a quick little look at it. going. All right, so on the smoker it goes. So put it on the smoker, probably check in like an hour or so, give it a stir. It'll be like 3 hours total, and halfway through is when I'll add the bacon to it. But yeah, I want to add the bacon in halfway through because that way it doesn't, like the bacon's already pretty much cooked. It's been cured and cooked. You could technically eat it straight out of the package, but that's kind of weird. But yeah, so that's already been cooked. I'm going to cook it in the candied bacon. I'm just going to throw that in the oven, and then I'm going to put it in there, so I don't want it to be like, it doesn't need the full 3 hours. So we'll check on this in about an hour and a half and then throw the bacon in. So I'm at the hour mark. We're about to check out, we're gonna check out the beans right now. And then I'm gonna throw the candied bacon in the oven so that they're gonna go on about an hour and a half. And just for the record, it's smoked with cherry and hickory wood chunks. I don't think I said that in this video or the burnt in videos, but yeah, both of them, they are hickory and cherry wood chunks. So that's that, this is this, and then we're gonna throw them on a little bit. Okay, so for the candied bacon, I use thick cut bacon because we're making a big pot of smoked baked beans. I don't want to use any skimpy bacon. We want a hearty, nice chunk of everything in there. That's how people like barbecue, and that's how it's better and more fun. All right, so usually I do this and add a little pepper, maybe some rub, but there's already a lot of stuff in that pot, so we're just gonna go with some syrup and brown sugar. I just put it in the cup so I don't have to worry about, like, you know. After I flip or whatever. It's just easier not to reach back in the bag in case I touch the meat or anything like that. Now I'm gonna flip it, which is gonna probably lose all my stuff, but whatever. Should stick. So unlike the chuck roast that I wanted to cube up beforehand, I'm just gonna cook these up normal and then cut them up afterwards. Because the chuck roast, I wanted to make sure I got all that smoke all around the chunks, but since it's just going in the oven, there's no need to do on that. So I don't really care about any oven flavor that I'm adding, so this will be just fine. And I'll cut them up afterwards and throw them in the pot. All right, same treatment to the backside. There it is. So that'll go in the oven for about 14 minutes. And when it's done, chop it up, throw it in the pot. Am I recording? Yeah. So these might look like they are undercooked, but they're good. I did wash my hands. Any of you freaks out there? Sheesh! They're gonna. That was stupid. Even if they weren't cooked all the way, they're gonna be in the smoker, so they'll finish up there. Cutty. They smell great. Smells like pork belly. Yeah, you just want to get them into bite-sized pieces. I mean, it's not a science. You're just cutting up some bacon. And that should do it. So I'll dump this in the pot. So I think I'm gonna put the cell phone down because I want to make sure I don't miss. 1 second. There it is. Let's give this a little try. And yep, the beef is starting to shred up a little bit, so that'll be a nice mouthful. Fuck, that is good. And so that's why you don't want to, when you're using like a drum smoker, you want to try to make that as quick as possible. I'm still trying to figure it out with the camera and everything, but you'll start catching fire. And you want it to be kind of like smoldering and smoking, so. See, now I got that white smoke, and that's no bueno. But that'll go away. All right, so we got about an hour and a half left, and then these puppies will be ready to go. And I'll try them out. Bacon will be good. The beef will be shredding apart. It'll be good stuff. I'll come back to you. All right, so we're finally finished. It's pretty late here, so I'm gonna talk a little quiet. I had the lid on for the last like 30 minutes of the cook, so it can get a little more, because it was starting to get a little bit thick, but that's exactly where I want it. Bring it inside, I'm gonna stir it up, and I'll show you. And there it is. The final product. I went through and I shredded all the beef chunks, so that way it's more of like a, you know, just shredded beef here and bacon there. So I did already try it. I wanted to make sure I did get the final thing on video, but it tastes great. I think the only thing that I would change is I'd probably put the lid on sooner because it didn't give enough time to sweat, right? So if I would have put the lid on maybe 25 minutes earlier than I did, I mean, I'm gonna like it, to be honest. But it's, you know, it's a little bit thicker than most people enjoy. I like it that way. But then again, you know, not everyone does. Plus, I think that the alcohol in there did reduce down. So that's of note. But yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to throw some stuff in there and try it out. Next time, I'm going to put it on earlier. And I might even throw the alcohol in halfway through. Because that flavor in there with it before it was all burnt off was pretty nice. I'm tempted to put a little shot in there right now. I don't know why I didn't put this on video. I'm not thinking, guys. I apologize. I only have like one more bite left. But I put a little spoonful, or one of these spoonfuls, right, in the bowl, and put just a little dab of it. Try to get the ratio. A big pot, I put 2 shots worth. So a little itty bitty bowl will just be like a little splash. Yeah, basically it tasted really good. But I think you can taste the shot in there. It's not as subtle as I'd like it to be. So I think I'm really tempted to throw just a little splash in there. But yeah, next time I'll make another update video of this. I don't know when, probably sometime either end of the year, start of next year, something like that. But I'll make an update video and I'll put the alcohol in halfway through, probably when I put the bacon in. And then, yeah, that'll be a better take on it. It'll be halfway burnt off, so it'll settle it down a little bit, but it won't be fully cooked off. These beef chunks just shred away like nothing. As soon as you take a bite, they just kind of like, it's really good. The one mistake was not putting that lid on earlier. But, you know, when it gets to this late and I'm cooking, I forget shit. I got the camera and everything, so I'll get used to it. I get used to doing my barbecue stuff on camera and keeping my flow of things going. Pretty much I've been doing this long enough to the point where I do it by feel, right? By how things feel, how things taste. It's not really too scientific. The only reason why I'm measuring even to this stuff is because of the videos, and I know that it'll probably make more sense if I put the measurements on there. But yeah, I use that just kind of like go off a feel, go off eye, I'll taste it. So yeah, I gotta get used to doing that and then remembering to look up and yeah. God, I need to have one more of those beef chunks though. Just a little more bowl of this. Let's steam. I always like to pretend that's smoke coming out of there, but I know it's not. Blop. That addition of throwing the Jack Daniels in there was a great decision. That changes everything. Do that. Do that. All right, make sure you subscribe. You know, I'm gonna have more videos coming out, and that's it for today. I'll see you next time.